Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Hey, I am Tequila. Hey, Room Shaker. How y'all doing today? Hey, Miss Pooh. I can't see all that. Pooh, just you, Pooh. You know who I'm talking about. Hey, living my best life. Hey, 2300 Jackson Street is always home. Hey, Mika. How are y'all doing today? I named this video, Ooh, Child. CPS calling, police report reporting. There's been more CPS calling, and I'm sure there'll be more. That's normal. That's a weapon they use against people that have children. Um, Big Baby though, she is fighting back. She has filed paperwork, like repeat police reports. She filled out some on the internet yesterday, and today, I guess she talked to the popo, and they gave her case numbers. Now, what case? That's all I know about that. On her community wall, she has like a document up, of the police report, and it's showing like names on it. I don't know these people' real names, so I ain't gonna speculate who she put the charges on and who she didn't put the charges on. But it was a big mess yesterday. I was late going into her live. Um, when I got in her live, she was really pissed off, and she was saying that, you know, I guess somebody on YouTube said that they had called CPS on her, and several people had said it, and she went live and she was upset, and CPS did come to her home. Um, she recorded the CPS people that came to her home, and they recorded her. So it was both recording. Another thing I heard, like the CPS, one of the CPS uh, ladies, they found out her name and they done doxed the woman, child. You hear me? They done doxed the CPS worker. I was saying, what? That's all of this is allegedly, because I was not in the lab that the CPS worker got doxed. But Big Baby was saying that the CPS worker got doxxed. And I was saying, what? So Big Baby contacted the CPS worker and let her know that she was doxxed. So the CPS worker said that that was against the law and that she was going to pursue it, and for Big Baby to give her the information that she had. I guess if there was a video made, The video went to the caseworker and the names and stuff like that, child. This is a mess. Now, how they got the CPS workers' first and last name, I don't know. But allegedly, the CPS worker got doxxed, child. Y'all hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. Hey, rare treasure. But child, now I'm just gonna say this. Now, Teresa, you know you my girl. But Teresa and Max Boogie have been into it. And Teresa said she might call her CPS on Max Boogie. And Max Boogie was saying she better keep her mouth off of her kids, else she was gonna have somebody come to Texas and do something to Teresa. Now, Max be throwing around like how she'll kick somebody ASS, because you know she done threatened Uppity several times to kick her ass. But Max, you cannot fight. It's on video. You got beat up. They showed that shit in all the sectors. All you got is a loud mic and a loud voice because you ain't got no hand. Period. All you got is a big ass, loud ass microphone. Because you sure ain't got no hands after the way I seen you got your ass whooped, and you had got your ass whooped the worst that I had seen. But Wuew beat you out. When DG showed that video, her getting her ass whooped, she beat you out. Now she's number one, but you held the title for years of being who got their ass whooped the first on video that we could see on YouTube. Okay, you held that title for years, but you got beat out a couple of months ago when DG showed that video of Wuew getting beat out of her clothes. Okay. But you know what? That's been a running joke on you for years, Max Boogie. Okay. Yeah, all she got is a loud mic. She ain't got damn hand. Okay? She ain't got damn feet. She was on her back like a turtle. You know how they turtle turn over their back and can't get up? That's how she was. And then her baby daddy stood there and watched her get her ass whooped. So I don't know if she got more than one baby daddy, but that baby daddy that stood there and watched you get your ass whooped, he ain't gonna go whoop nobody's ass for calling CPS on you. Cause he seen you get your ass whooped. He stood there and watched it. Max Boogie. So don't be threatening people with him. So I don't know about your brothers and uncles and all that, but if they ain't got no more hands than you got, I suggest they stay at home and don't be not coming on to no San Antonio, Texas, knocking on Teresa door. Because Teresa throws them hands. And Max Boogie, you don't want no Teresa hand. Because you can't fight. And Teresa know how to fight. Okay. Now, let me get back to what I'm talking about, okay? All that hollering and shit. Hooping and hollering and stuff. Over there, over on Lemons, hooping and hollering. Girl, bye. And you know that video been played over here in the B set because Pizarro, she one of the people that played it. But I seen it in the Mo 3 set years ago. Okay? Before it came over here to the beef sector, baby. So everybody know you can't fight. Everybody know you just full of hot air. Hey, Skip Joe, all that hooping and hollering, talking about what you gonna do? I put in them chat last night. Let me reach out what I put in the chat, okay? Cause you know I ain't shit. But I don't fool with Max. I don't fuck with her, and when I don't fuck with you, I can say stuff like this. But this is what I put in the chat. And I know she read it because she was on the panel. She's another one of those that read the chat. Okay. Well, let me tell y'all. Let me read to y'all what I wrote to her because I wanted to hear this where I could say exactly what I put in the chat. Okay. I put in there. She wasn't screaming this loud when she was getting her ass whooped on that video that's been that's been showed in all the sectors. And I put stop it with the threats. Okay. What's that? She didn't say a damn thing. All that woofing she was doing. Anybody can come up here. Anybody can, all this. If anybody got something to say, hit the link. And I ain't finna go up there and holler at her. I'll get up there and say, you got your ass whooped and we seen it. And you ain't no bad bitch. I'll get up there and say that. But I ain't gonna get up there and holler with her because I don't have a mic. Y'all know I told y'all I wasn't getting no loud mic. I ain't finna be hooping and hollering and all of that. Okay? Because ain't no way I can beat her with the loud mic. That's out of the question. Okay? I can't beat nobody. Okay? It is what it is. But that's what I wrote in the chat. What y'all think about that? Do that sound like I was scared what I wrote? Huh? Hey, CB 4420. How you doing? Oh, Lord. No, people don't fight no more. They unalive you. You know, they unalive you. People ain't fighting no more. And people have lost their life over YouTube. YouTubers have lost their life over YouTube. You know, can't be saying, big bad MFer and then like people, mess with your money on here, which I don't, this ain't no concern of mine because I don't live off of YouTube. But I'm just saying, some people, this is a source of income for them and their family, and you mess around and mess with it, something might happen to you, because they depend on that money. A lot of people, this is the only job they got is YouTube. So when you start messing, reporting their cash app or doing whatever they do and doing whatever they do to get your monetization taken, hey, you better not be bragging about it because somebody might do something about it. And what they do, I don't know. Depends on the person. But ain't nobody bad no more, honey. Ain't nobody bad. Okay? Now, hey, Lady Dimples child, you been good? No. Ooh, nothing but money. Ooh, nothing but money. I like that name. Child. Now let me get my notepad up so we can go over this bullshit. Okay. Now the first thing I want to talk about, Danielle Spencer passed away, and that her night she was D on what's happening. She was a child actor. She was really good, but she did not want that life anymore after that show went off. And she just went to school, went to high school and all that, graduated and became a veterinarian. She was an animal lover. Um, and I hate that she passed. And she passed from a long time battle with cancer. And like I said, she was a veterinarian. She was an animal rights proponent. So I really hated to hear that, but she's in a better place now, and she lived to be 60, so that was a good age. And Trump, President Trump, he put DC on high alert. He have the National Guard, he have deployed them to fight crime and homelessness in DC. He placed the police, the DC police, under federal control. Uh, there have been protests against this, in DC. They called it the Free DC anti-Trump protests, and they are against the crackdown that he's doing and the federal takeover. They don't want the federal to be over the police and things like that. There has been some videos dropped on YouTube that's showing how the National Guard and the police are policing the areas. And child, if you stand outside, like sitting on the porch or whatever, they walk up to you and ask you for your ID, and you ain't did shit. Now, see, that's crazy. You should be able to sit outside at your house and not have to show no damn police your ID or no National Guard, man. And then they told one person that was standing outside, he didn't smoke in his house. He was standing outside smoking. And they rushed up the stairs at him. And they was asking him for his ID. They were just shooting questions at him before he could answer one question. They would ask him another. And they was asking him, what are you doing here? You can't be you can't be standing outside drinking. And he said, but I'm not drinking. He said, but we don't want anyone outside like drinking like alcohol. And then they were saying, who are you? And what are you doing here? Like he was loitering. And he was saying, man, I live here. I just came outside my door to smoke. Okay. And I was saying, damn, they run up on people like that, child. Now that's crazy. So, and I don't know what they're going to do with the homeless people. What are they going to take them to jail? But jail, it's only so many beds in jail. I don't get this. But that's the president. He do what he want to do, evidently. But I just want to let y'all know that was going on, child. Okay, and I'm getting off of that, okay? Okay. Let me see. Okay, now I'm crazy about Teresa. Now I've been watching her, and like she's been into it, Max, and she, when they get into it, she come and make a video about it, and which we that's the way Teresa do. She'll fight so long on the panel, and then she'll get down and go make a live. And that's just that way she do. And she told Max to get her ass to get off Lemon's panel and go on her live and drag me, bitch. She talking like that. So I don't know if Max made a live and drug her back or not. I don't know. But I don't see. I think that this argument, we might see this for a little while. For some reason, those two ladies don't like each other, and I don't care for Max. So, Tracy, tear her ass up. Okay? Tear her ass up. All right. Now, you guys know that Tommy had got arrested for fighting, for hitting Castro in the head with the club, that thing you lock your car, your steering wheel with. That's for the older vehicles, and a lot of young folks, they don't even know what a club is. But under the club, back in the day, a lot of people had them because they didn't have like alarms on cars and things like that. So to stop getting your car getting stolen, people start buying the club. Well, honey, that's what Tommy hit Castro in the head with, is the club. And I'm so happy that Castro didn't bust his head on the concrete. Because he knocked him out. And I am so glad because that could have ended so bad, because a lot of people have passed away from head injuries, from hitting their head on the concrete, from a fight. Like somebody might hit you and you hit your head on the concrete and it just instant lights out forever. So thank the Lord that didn't happen. Well, honey, Troy Allen, he made his grand entrance and he had the mug shot, y'all. And Tommy up there, he grinning like he was taking his 10th grade high school picture, y'all. He was up there grinning like a fool. And when they told me he he was grinning on this picture, I had to take my ass over there to Troy to see what the hell was going on. And I hollered when I looked at Troy thumbnail child. Now Tommy got out because his mom and dad posted his bond. It was $10,000, but he was released with $1,000. Now Tom, allegedly Tommy said that he got to move. Now I don't know what the judge said in court. I don't know if the judge making him move or whatever. But that depends on his bond if he's able to go to another place, if he's able to move to another town. You know, I don't know that situation. But um, Castro was live the other day and Tommy was in the chat. Now, when he went over to Shamar's, he said that was not him in Castro's chat. But Tommy and Castro are playing like phone tag, instead of blocking each other. Either they might be blocking each other, but they, making phone calls. Like Tommy allegedly is making phone calls to him from like the next town numbers, when you can get different phone numbers. He doing that and he's, just constantly calling. So I don't know how that situation gonna work out. I wish they just separate for now, at least until September when they go to court, and let's see what the judge say. But y'all just stay away from each other because just like a month, y'all can do a month without messing with each other. Now Tommy was saying on Shamar's that Castro hit him first. And he also said on Shamar's that he did not go over there to fight Castro. He went over there to make amends with Castro. But you shouldn't have been over there making amends because Tommy, don't forget you put a restraining order on Castro. You weren't supposed to be over there in the first place. If you wouldn't have been over there, you wouldn't have hit him in the head. Child. Well, it is what it is, on that situation. I don't get too involved with that in relationship. The only reason I'm talking about it like I'm talking about it as long as I am is because, him hitting Castro. Now, I don't know if Castro went to the hospital or not, because sometimes when he's talking to you, he say, yeah. And the other times he say, well, it be kind of in a gray area. And then other times he say he went, but he left. And then sometimes he say he went and got a CAT scan. And I don't know what the hell going on, okay? And I ain't even worried about it. I just hope they just stay away from each other. I really do. Okay, now pizza, I went by there. And this is going to be a couple of days because I haven't been on here in a couple of days. So this going to be kind of, I'm mixing and mingling, okay? Now I'm going to go from where the latest to the oldest. Okay, ODS, DMO, Shakim, RNY, Mama Didi, Mo Better, Uppity, Rico, Dimples. They were they hit the panel at different times, okay? Pizarro always have open panel, so you never know who's going to hit her panel. Well, now Pizza said that Rita did a live, but she didn't get to see it. But people had told her what was said on Rita live, and Rita is saying that for like that Shakim when he did that State of the Beef sector, which I didn't watch, but I heard about it. That State of the Beef sector he did that like he think that ODS, she think that ODS, Pizarro, Brianna, and Nika, Pizarro, Bree, and ODS need to address Shakim. Now, Rita, I don't know why it's your business what people need to do. Now, you say you ain't in the B sector. You remember you said you left. But see, they haven't been on your head. But you got a whole lot to say about what's going on out here in the sector. And people have left you alone. But your head can get rolled because your head got rolled before. Now you done came for pizza, talking about what Pizza, Nika, Bree, ODS need to do. But and also Pastor. Now Pastor in the shit. You over there running your mouth about stuff you don't know nothing about, and you need to shut the hell up before everybody strike. And how you on here crying like you used to be. Or shutting your page down and running off. And saying, I ain't on YouTube, I ain't in this stuff. But you started to make video. Now people ain't been on you, but they can get on you. And the pastor said that he ain't apologizing you for a goddamn thing that hell got gonna freeze over. He said, because if you got a problem with any motherfucking thing, you should have a problem with goddamn Stump Down. Because Stump Down, the one talking about you, was on them perks. Pastor said he didn't say nothing about that. But he said if he choose to talk about when you was on them perks, he can because it was on YouTube. But he said you need to address Stump Down. If you want an apology, that's the nigga you need to get it from because he the one said something about you on them perks. And see, you be crying. If they, like I say, hey, you say you ain't in this shit, but you study in this shit. And you gonna be up on here foaming at the mouth crying like you were. And that is what it is. Now I'm through with that. Okay? But let me see if you gonna go over there, you gonna talk to Stump Down, talk that shit to Stump Down. You gonna ask him to apologize. Cause Stump Down or Stump Down on a bitch. Okay. Now TMO, she was, I don't know, her and Audio was into it. I don't know what they bad, blood come from. I don't know because I don't be out everywhere. And plus, like I said, I don't watch TMO. I wouldn't, whenever she talking, I kind of tone her out because I done heard the stuff that she say. I done heard it a million times. So it's like when she talking. Okay. And Mama D, she had hit the panel. She kind of liking it over there in Pizarro. And she was like in a giving spirit. She was donating to different people, asking for their cash app and stuff like that. She do that, which is nice, And I'm glad that she's comfortable over there at Pizarro. Okay, now Rico and Resto was into it. Resto was on the panel a couple of days ago. And Rico was into it with Shakim. Now you know him and Shakim, they ain't liked each other for a long time. A lot of people act like they surprised that them two going at each other, but no, this ain't nothing new. Cause about a year ago, Rico told Shakim when next time he went to to Detroit, that he was gonna kick his ass. But he'd have been back, I think, and he didn't kick his ass. So I don't know what's going on. Um, they was just hurling stuff back at each other. You know, Rico was saying that about Shakim selling his ass, and he know where the park is that Shakim sell his ass at. And one thing I said to myself, Shakim, Rico got his own place. You ain't got your own place, so you ain't no better than him. Okay, and both of y'all dirty. You don't take baths, and Rico, I don't think you bathing properly because you have black shit under your fingernails all the time. I ain't talking about you, but I'm just telling you, you have black stuff under your fingernails all the time. And we know Shaquille filthy, so y'all. I don't know what y'all gonna do, child. And Lemon, he hit the panel, and he was into it with Shaquille, which they do be into it. And Lemon threw out like he throw out at Noble. You ain't got no car. I'll give you $1,000 if you go out there and you crank your car up. Or I'll give you $1,000 if you go drive your car to the gas station. Neither fellas have taken it. They have not taken the offer. And neither one of y'all ain't got no car. I don't know why y'all fronting like y'all got a goddamn car. Y'all ain't got no car. And Shakim, whoever car that is, you be driving. It's got a baby seat in the back seat. You ain't got no goddamn kid. That ain't your car, nigga. That's one of your relatives that got a child. Car. Dummy. Take the car seat out next time. If you want to lay it down on the seat or something. Put it where people can't see it. If you gonna front like you got a car. These people on here ain't shit, I tell you. And Lemon hit Sir King panel the other night. And I don't know what Lemon said to Sir King, but Sir King kicked his ass off the panel, okay? I heard about that at Pizarro. DMO and Lemon got into it on Pizarro. Now, what I gave y'all, the information I just gave y'all on Pizarro, there was a couple of days of information. Another thing, Pizarro had her 9,000 sub party the other night. And I heard it was fun and stuff. I was at Lemons and over on Twitch, so I didn't get to swing through there. So, I heard it was a lot of fun. I heard good things about it and stuff. So I don't know. Now she said that she was thinking about doing some kind of show Friday. I don't know what kind it's gonna be, but Lemon is supposed to have a birthday party Friday. And so, I don't know what the hell going on. I ain't saying that people going to lab on top of each other, but some people feel a way, when they having a event and another person do something the same time. Some people have a problem with it, but I don't see a problem with if 50 people want to go live at one time. If the people like you, they gonna come. If they don't like you, they ain't gonna come. And then they can always watch it on, replay. So I don't know what the big deal is. I don't get that. But it's a lot of stuff I don't get on here. Okay. Okay, I'm through with pizza. Now, Mother did a live the other day, and he said he was returning the volley. You know, he like it was for Rico and Brad. They've been talking shit on him, so he decided to make a live on them returning the volley. Like, they volleyball, you hitting the ball across the net. So he shook Rico a little bit, and he shook him a little bit on that. I thought it was cute. Now, I don't know how true this is. I heard it through the grapevine that ZT, he was supposed to be trying to get Shaquem out of jail. But the trade turned some kind of way with them two guys, and ZT called the courts on Tommy on how he was acting since he been out of jail. Y'all, that's what I heard. So I don't know if Tommy was threatening him. I don't know what happened with him and Tommy. But I can't keep up with everything. Now, child, I went over to Pastor's. I caught up on some of his lives. And Tulsa asked Pastor the other day, and Tulsa got blocked. And he got blocked on the panel and on the chat. Tulsa asked Pastor why come he didn't go to Vivian mama funeral. Now, Tulsa, you too damn nosy. And Vivian is Pastor girl. Now, if anybody had a question to ask about that, it should have been Vivian, which I'm sure her and Pastor didn't talk. But Pastor said that the reason that he did not go is because he got a different job. And, you can't be just taking off your job for anything. But that ain't for me to say. But, honey, Tulsa you asked one damn question too many. And you done got kicked out from Pastor. Child, you knew better to answer that question. Okay? Because that he'll block you quick over over Vivian. Because Vivian is this girl. Okay, now and Brian, he's so crazy. After Tulsa got blocked, he went the next live when Pastor went live. Tommy hit the panel, and he said he was scared to type in the chat because he was scared he was blocked. Because Pastor had said he didn't only block Tulsa, that he had blocked some other people. And Brian was scared that he was one of the people that Pastor had blocked. And so Pastor told him, "No, you're not blocked." So Brian, now he happy he can go in the chat now and start typing. He didn't want to type, and when you block, they can't see your messages and stuff. And see, he didn't want to do that. He didn't want that to happen. So now, honey, Brian, you could type away in Pastor chat, and now Pastor also talked about Rita, and he said that he did say some things about Rita the other day. When he was saying, he was proud of her that she had, got herself together, because she did. Rita done got herself together, got a nice place, got new stuff in her place, and all of that. Her place is really nice. And he was saying about, she had a trampoline in the backyard and stuff. And see, when Stomp Down told it, though, he added the perk part to it. And that's why Rita got mad at Pastor. But see, she mad at the wrong person because, see, she don't watch these videos, she say. So she didn't hear what Pastor said. She went by what Stomp Down said. Well, when Pastor was talking about it, about her having a nice place and this and that. And then when he found out that she had a problem with him and she was talking shit about him, then he told about her being scared to meet Brooke. Because, her and Brooke was supposed to meet up and have a fight. Well, he bought that up. Well, child, Malik Brooke husband hit the goddamn link over there at Pastor, and he wanted to know why come and the pastor cut him off. Hey, this my pound and I ain't finna hear that no bullshit at you, man. And Malik was saying, well, I'm just wanting, and he said, Pastor, hey, if it happened on YouTube, I can talk about it. Your wife the one said she was gonna do something. You know they supposed to meet up. Well, I just don't want our name and all this. And Pastor stood his ground and said, hey, you ain't running nothing over here, man. Malik, Brooke has a history on YouTube. People are going to talk about her on YouTube. Now, all of a sudden, you want to come out and want to swing and do all this here stuff for your wife, which I'm glad you're doing that. But look how damn long it took you to do that. So really, don't nobody want to hear nothing you saying, like Pastor could shut you down. Don't nobody want to hear nothing you saying. Because we sit here and watch you not hit the panels where your wife was getting mollywopped out here. I mean, double tall, quadruple team. And she stood in the paint. But she took a lot of abuse. And you didn't come out to help her. So, like I said, you got a lot to prove to the beast center because they ain't studying about what you talking about right now. Period. Because that girl have fought for years by herself out here on these streets. And you didn't do nothing. She have fought for you out here in these streets. And you didn't drop down to help her. Which I thought would have been a dynamic duo if you'd have been dropping out these goddamn clouds, busting these motherfuckers in the head over your wife. So really, you got a lot to prove to the beast center because they can't be bothered. Because they seen that you didn't come and protect your queen. Right or wrong, if she's in the right or if she's in the wrong, when she was down here getting beat down on these panels all over the beef set. She was getting beat over protecting you in the beef sector. And she was getting beat the fuck up in the beef sector for years. When that pretty chocolate thing come up, when you was shenanigans with pretty chocolate, everybody was busting Brooke all in her head and you stood up in the cloud. That was your mess. When it come out about you hitting that y'all boy in the belly or the kidneys or whatever, Brooke was the one on the panels getting double dog football team and the track team beating her up. You never dropped down. So you're going to get a whole bunch of disrespect if you're going to try to come and say something to some of these content creators now. Because you didn't take care of your business. Because your name was all in the business when Brooke was getting her head busted in over you. You stayed away. So don't start that jumping down and my wife and my Brooke. Why you saying something about Brooke, my wife? No, it was too late for that. Because like I said, Brooke ain't always right, but Brooke ain't always wrong. And we seen her. We seen how she had to fight. And them two fights, I know it was your fight. And you chose not to come down at the cloud. You know, it is what it is. Okay. Watching from Cloud 9. You could be what you want to be on Cloud 9. Okay. Let me see if anybody else came in. And if you come in a little late, hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button, and subscribe to my little channel. Okay. Hey, Drew Harris. Kind of spoke to everybody. Okay. Hey, Summer Breeze, make me feel fine. Hey, Eve. How you doing, girl? Eve be out there swinging, banging. You hear me? Eve be out there cutting up. Hey, the Sassy Show. Yeah, Eve be out there cutting up. Hey, Daquan. Ooh, cha. Okay, let me make sure I got everybody. Hey, Sarah. I don't want to get up too high and I can't see the people. Just let me do it one more time. Okay. Now, if I miss you, come type in the chat again so I can um speak to you. Hey, OG Beauty. Okay, let me get my notes back up, child. Yeah. Malik, he called himself gonna check Pastor, but Pastor wasn't for that shit. Pastor wasn't for that shit at all. Ooh, child. Okay, wait a minute. And Pastor say when uh Tulsa came over there the other day, was asking him about Vivian. He said when Tulsa got on the panel, she had a stocking cap on her head, and he said that pissed him off. Even before she said something about Vivian. So that's and then when she said that about Vivian, why you didn't go to the funeral or whatever, that's when he went arm and hammer on and told her off the panel. Now you ain't got where you gonna go now, Tulsa? You call yourself the first lady over there at the pastor's, honey. You can't ask people anything. And he said that he hit Lemon Pound the other night. He said he hit it early, like in the live, because he said he wanted to talk to the sober Lemon, not the drunk Lemon. And I could understand that. I'm serious because sometimes Lemon, he be fighting the whole live. And if you want to like talk to him, it's best to just come early so you don't get caught up in there, be into it with him for nothing. Because when he, full of that oil and he on the rampage, he be cussing everybody out. See, I don't hear this panel, not when he acting up, because I don't want to have to cuss him out. I don't want to go back and forth with him, because like he say, anybody can get it. Well, when Pastor hit Lemon Link, because Lemon had hit Pastor Link the day before, and they had a nice little conversation. Well, Pastor came to Lemon Link the next day. Like I said, he was there kind of early because he wanted to talk to the sober Lemon. Well, child, Pastor wasn't up there about a few minutes, and then Ness hit the link. And Ness said to Lemon, "Hey, Lemon, I seen you go over there to Pastor. You was supposed to went over there and drug the shit out of Pastor. But you went over there being a Mr. Nice Guy." And then Lemon, well, yeah, I was supposed to drag, but I wouldn't, it wasn't like that when I got over there. We were talking about other stuff. Now, Lemon, so you were Ness behind the scenes, and she telling you to go over there and drag Pastor, or she could send you to drag another content creator, and you gonna do it. Now, see, I don't like that kind of shit. Ness need to drag him her goddamn self. But see, that's that kind of dirty shit that be going on here when some of these people be getting attacked on these panels and they did shit to the person. They been paid to kick your ass, or they been sent to kick your ass. It's one or the other. Now I have more respect for the ones that's getting paid for it, because at least they getting something out of it. And that's very little respect, okay? Very little. But to sit up on the phone and canagle and jump on people that ain't did nothing to your black ass, I don't go along with that. That's what you call getting into some shit that you ain't got no business getting into. Hold up, I got to plug my computer up. I don't like that shit. But Lemma, let's throw you all the way under the bus. Let's let it be known that you her do boy. But I figured that you and Les was still cool because you don't drag this. And this be calling you faggots and all that kind of stuff. But you don't drag her. But she can tell you to go out and drag somebody. I know I'm your mod, but that's bullshit. Cut the goddamn crap. And I've always told y'all that she sends people out. Her flunkies. And that just let me know. That put it in stone for me. When she came on your panel and said that she was upset because you didn't drag Jay Wilson like you said you was gonna do. You hear me? Gemini 75, you hear me? Catherine Powell. See, I pay attention what people be saying on the panel. And when I go live, if it's some shit I seen that I don't really like, I address it, and I'm addressing that now. And if you want to take a mob stick, take it, because I don't give a fuck. You know, I don't give a damn about being no mob. I really don't. That's enough of that. But let me tell you this here. Now, once she got through busting Lemon out about he was supposed to went over there and drug Jay Wilson, then she turned to Jay Wilson and started fucking with him. Because she didn't appreciate Jay Wilson being able to be over there on Lemon panel. So she jumped on Lemon. Jumped on Pastor. Pastor jumped back. And it was a good date. Before they did, I had a ball. You know. But Pastor, his drags was true. And as we all know, Ness, when she drags, she do a lot of lie roasting. But the people in the beef sector know that. The new people don't know it, and the people that's not from the beef sector don't know that she's lie roasting. But everything Pastor said in his roast was true. Because she is an unfit mother. She ain't got her child. She ain't got no executive job. You know. She was a drug addict. Them Christian people got her out from being homeless in Miami, and that's how she got to Seattle. is with them drug people, them Christian drug people, drug and alcohol people. And yes, she was making jelly. Because that's what that place do to get revenue. So that drug addicts and alcoholics can go to a safe haven, and they can try to get them on their feet where they could get out there and get a job and things like that. Get housing. Like what Nez have. They help you get housing. Okay? So to me, Jay Wilson won the roast because he was telling the truth. And she lost because she was telling lies. It is what it is. Now I don't give a damn. That's him. That's Paulette believe. I believe Pastor whooped her ass with her own life. Just like when I dragged that hoe, I drag her for the facts of her filthy life. Okay. And that place she went to, they didn't do her no good because she's still drinking. And she's still drugging. So she'll be back in the rehab again when she hit rock bottom again. It is what it is. I have no reason to allow that bitch. And she is an unfit mother because her brother got her child. It is what it is. That's it. That's all. Okay. Yes, Lord. Now let me put my notepad back up. Woo, child. Mm-mm. And another thing Max was upset about is that Lemon, you know how people ask him for money and he gives, which he do. But why would Max have a problem with that? That's Lemon money. If he wanted to give every penny of it he got away. That's on him. It ain't coming out of her damn pocket. You know. He blessed me with $25 on my birthday. When I told him, my birthday had passed. And people was up there begging one night. I said, hey, you didn't give me nothing for my birthday. I just had a birthday. He said, what's your cash out? So I ain't got no problem with him giving away money. It's his money. He give away more money in the beach sector than anybody ever have. He furnished his own contest. He gave all that money away, $2,000 and something dollars. Ain't no other content creator did that shit in the beef sector. They always ask for contributions and stuff. Donations. It is what it is. The truth is the truth and a lie is a lie. Okay, let me go down. Okay, wait a minute. Let me go down. All right, let me see what else I got on here. Okay, now some of the people, now Binary was up there the other night. And he was into it. Well, he wasn't into it, but he was telling Ghetto that Ghetto like stabbed him in the back and you did this and that. And I thought we was cooler than that. And that nigga whined about that shit for about an hour over there. And I was putting in the chat, he quit whining like a hoe. How many times you gonna say it? And you whining while you saying it. That make me so sick. But Binary, the reason I know why Ghetto went against you, because the other time when you was here, you remember you had landlord and MBK or whatever that man was that used to be with ZX, uh, you had a lot of support. And you now Ghetto kept your show going because he would drop out every morning like clockwork. And then when you decided to have your co-host, Ghetto thought that he would be the co-host because he was co-hosting. And you would pick him, that NBK or whatever his name, that guy used to be with ZX. You picked him over Ghetto. Well, then when you come back this time, when you had, your little channel and stuff, and Ghetto would come through every once in a while, but he wasn't doing it the everyday thing. And his feelings had changed toward you because had you did him the first time you come over here. So when you heard whatever you heard that he said on a panel or whatever he did, that's why. You can act dumb and stuff like you don't know, but you stuck the knife in Ghetto back first by putting him that NBK man over him. It is what it is. So Ghetto owed you no loyalty. Now he eliminate. And you was over there on lemon panel whining like a hoe. To Ghetto, saying the same thing to the man 100 times. And him laughing at you and shit. So you need to put a sock in it and be done with that. If you don't care for Ghetto, so what? But if we don't want to hear you whining. You get up your ass up there and drag Ghetto. Since you got a problem. But don't get on the panel with that shit no more. Over there at Lemons, cause if you go over there at Lemons again with that bullshitting, I'm gonna let you say it one time to Ghetto. And if you say it twice, I'm gonna get up there and I'm gonna drag your black ass. Cause we ain't wanna hear that whining. I'm sick of these whining ass men. And you're one of them. And you be slick saying shit to people at the side of your motherfucking neck. And people ain't been dragging your ass, but it can be done. You always got some sly to say. And you can get drugged too. And Diva ran your ass off. You tucked your tail in between your legs and ran like she threw gasoline on you. And was running after you with a match. Nigga. Okay. Okay, now we went over the lemons. Wait a minute. I'm going too fast because I don't want to. Wait a minute. Okay, let's see. Wait a minute. Okay. All right. Now, last night, Teresa Faith. That Faith is whatever. I can't think of her name. Faith is something. Max was up. These are different people that was on there. Teresa, that Faith lady. Max Boogie, Rico, Audio, Sky, Sweezy, Lolo, 88, Random, Man, and Pizza. Them different ones to hit the link. Now the night before, when Lemon was doing a lot of dragging and stuff, he was fighting a lot of people. This week he was going off on a whole lot of people. He was going arm and hammer, but I'll get to that. While he was doing the arm going off on people, Molly kept putting stuff in the chat and doing super chats to him, saying crazy stuff, which Molly do that. But for some reason, Lemon didn't like what the hell Molly was doing, and he blocked Molly. And people was asking last night where Molly was at, and Lemon was saying he didn't give a damn where Molly was at. And different people was putting in the chat, is Molly blocked? And he was saying, hell yeah, he blocked. So and then people saying he was a paying member and and give super chat stuff. Lemon say he didn't give a fuck about him being a member and he didn't give a damn about his money. And I don't know how long this ago, because like when the people, if they request certain ones to come back, Lemon will eventually let them come back. Now I don't know if he's gonna let Molly come back this time, but it is what it is. I think Molly will be back, but he might not be. Okay. And like I said, Teresa and Max got into it again last night. And Rico was in the chat, and Lemon kept telling him to hit the link. He wanted to talk to him. Well, when he explained about the dog situation and how he felt about it. And so Rico hit the link, and Lemon said, man, I just hate. He said, now, when Dimples came to his panel and let him know about Rico abusing the dog. And that went from there. Well, Lemon made it clear to Rico last night again that, yeah, I was upset when I seen that you abused your dog. He said, but I did not call animal service on you. And, Rico, he kind of went off a little bit. And then Lemon say, well, man, look, I want to know what it was that you had showed the police. And so what Rico said that he showed the police of him in that dog when the police came to the house. And so that's how he got arrested. Well, Lemon was telling Rico, man, I didn't like from the dog being reported on to the future. I had, I didn't like the police came to your house. I didn't like that you got arrested. I didn't like that you lost your job. He said, I was putting your, shouting your quick cash out on my lives for my people to help you with the situation. He said, because I had no idea it would go like this, and I don't like that. And so him and Rico, they good now. And I'm glad they did get to talk because it is what it is, you know. But ain't no telling who all called on Rico. Because they did that when the Snowball, he had a cat that time. A lot of people called on Rico. And some people say, yeah, I called. But then look how many had called and didn't ever say it. And I think the same thing happened with the dog situation. A lot of people said they did call. But think about all them people that didn't say they called. So if I was Rico, I wouldn't have showed the police that. But Rico said, hell, I'm on YouTube and this is my life and I showed the police, And I'll say, well, if that's what you want to do, but that's why your ass went to jail. And Rico was talking last night, y'all. I didn't know that the police had been in his house twice. I thought that they had just went there one time. But they've been there twice. And I was like, what? Okay. Rico drug Hershey. And he said that he told Hershey he can pull a man over her even with HIV. Even though he got HIV, he can get a man for Hershey can. And Hershey, I don't know why you didn't hit the link, but you didn't hit the link, Hershey, when he was talking that shit over there at Lemon. Okay. And Audio and Sky Weezy got into it. Now I want to know if that's Rich Beasley, because that's Rich Beasley. Y'all remember the other week I told y'all he pulled his wee out over there at Rob Rex and had it out a long time. Rob had went to the bathroom or something, and while he was gone, Rich stood up and pulled his thing out. Y'all. So I'm gonna find out if that Sky Sweezy is Rich, because anybody if that's him, y'all be careful with him on your panel because I'm telling you what he did to Rod Bragg. You know. And I never knew him to do nothing like that. I was shocked. But now, I thought I wouldn't be shocked at some, but he shocked me. Because I never would have thought, even though I've seen him sloppy drunk, he's never exposed himself before. And see, they say once you do that one time, you'll keep on doing it. And they say that's the P bombing. They say that the people that do them P bombing, they'll always do it. And I believe that. You know. And Lemon and Madman got into it. I don't know what they into it for, but they've been into it for a couple of days. They said something to do with Discord, but Madman wasn't really in Discord. And then they said he was the mole. No, he ain't the mole. He ain't the mole. I don't know why people saying that. I know who the moles is. And it ain't no damn Happy. It ain't no damn man. Now, Intrinsic, now, that last, she was back in there, but she got put out again because she did put some stuff out to Shakim that was in the Discord, but she wasn't the mole. She was just the mole, this new mole that just showed Shakim the screenshot of the Discord, but she not like the main moles. The main moles is still in there, okay? They ain't went nowhere. They just don't be in there like they used to be. Okay. Now I know them ain't the moles. Okay. I know who the moles is. It ain't them. And like I said, Intrinsic one, she just put some stuff out trying to be sneaky, but she just a new mole. But she ain't even no mole no more in there because she wasn't in there but a minute. Okay, and got put out. But that screenshot that was on Lipstick Alley and that Shakim showed, Intrinsic the one gave Shakim that. And Intrinsic the one, and they got it from Shakim. Lipstick Alley got it from Shakim. When Shakim showed on his channel, that's when Lipstick Alley took a screenshot of it and put it on Lipstick Alley. Just that simple. And Intrinsic got mad at Shakim because when he showed it on his channel, it showed Intrinsic was in there. And she wasn't on mute. And here, it was a couple of people wasn't on mute, and she was one of them. And then when Shakim showed it, she got real mad about it. So she the mole. She was the one that sent that to him. That wasn't hard to figure out. But she not no main mole. And that man ain't, and Happy ain't, because Mose was already there before them people came into the Discord. Okay? So they are not the mole. And I'm in Discord. That's why I'm saying this. Okay? All right. And that night that Binary was on them panel, it was Binary, Ghetto, Max, Sour Patch, Tracy, Sonny. That's Solid Sonny, New Era King, Ken, Shima, and Man. Okay, and I told y'all about that. Okay, now the next night before that, on Lemon panel, it was Lemon, Lolo, Triple, Darkness, Diet, Melon, Passer. That's the night Passer was cussing over there. Ghetto, Nest, Talent, Sparkle, Simon, Brooke, and Book, Tulsa, Lolly Love, Mr. West, Sassy, and Teresa. Um, Now this one night that Lemon was going off, and uh, he drug Bree and Pizza. Now he drug Bree a lot on there because he had went over to Bree's, and they were supposed to have a sit down talking, trying to work their situation out. Well, they went left again, okay, and they got into it again. Which I think those two do. They need to just leave it alone. They don't like each other, and then they might actually like each other. But when they get together, it's fire and gasoline. So they need to stop. Y'all just stop there, cause y'all ain't gonna get together. It ain't don't make no sense. They and y'all done said some bad stuff to each other. You know, and to me, it's some stuff been said that y'all ain't gonna get over. Y'all gonna always throw that shit up. And Lemon, if you go over to Breeze and the Bree man is in the background and he hear you talking to his woman, if he feel like he's being disrespected or his woman is being disrespected, that man is gonna say something. I don't see nothing wrong with that. You know, it is what it is. The man protecting his turf. And that's her man, and he can do that. And if Bree ain't got no problem with him doing it, should nobody else on YouTube have a problem with him doing it? You know. But I don't see nothing wrong if he feel like his woman is being, you know, talked to any kind of way. I don't see nothing wrong with that man saying something. Or if you saying something about him kids, because the man got a lot of kids, we all of us already know that. We've been knowing about that for years. That man is her, who she really loves, and he's put her through things. But some people have relationships like that. But she got him now. She know his baggage. She know what she got. So, honey, Brianna ain't gonna let nobody come between that, and I don't blame her. And if if he was my man, if he wanted to cuss Lemon out, if Lemon was talking to me crazy, so what? That's my man. That's who I lay up in the bed with every night. And I'm his woman, and he protected me. So I just suggest you quit going over there trying to talk to the lady. Cause you and the man gonna keep getting into it. And if a man start fussing, Bree gonna come in there. Bree gonna start cussing, and that's how the ball got rolling again. Okay, and it is what it is. And when the pastor was up at Lemon's the night that he got into it with Ness, Lemon said, "Hey man, what is it between you and Ghetto?" And Pastor said, "I don't fool with him." And Ghetto was saying the same thing. They don't fool with each other. And a lot of stuff. If you don't know why the people don't get along, it's best not to even. I don't worry about when people don't get along. I just say, well, they into it. And if I don't know the reason how it started, I ain't gonna. But if I know how the shit started, I'll say it on my live. But if I have no clue what it started, and if I see the people on the panel, I ain't. Honey, that's the last thing I'm worried about your business, because I'm too busy, on guard. If a bitch come up here want to fight, so I ain't in your business. I don't give a damn. How come you don't like nobody? I don't give a damn. It ain't my business why y'all don't like each other. It ain't. But Lemon always do ask that, and some people do. Okay. And Tulsa was on the panel that night, and she got into it with Talent and Brooke. They got to, dragging each other. Now, Catherine, are you in the chat? But I'm gonna say something about you because you in the chat. But I'm just reading through my notes. Tracy was dragging you. Now that's I'm just saying what happened on the thing. I ain't going into it or nothing like that, Cat. But I got to say your name, okay? Just like I had to say Dimple's name earlier when because Dimples went up there and told Lemon about Rico hitting the dog, and that's why how a lot of people found out about it because Lemon have a big size crowd, and everybody went over to Rico page to see it. Okay, and then it just spread from there. Deal what it is. But that ain't the only place Dimple said that at. That's not the only content creator that she went on the panel and said that. Okay. Now I'm through with the Catherine thing. I just had to say, that Tracy had cussed you out. Okay. And Tracy also drugged the missile. Okay. And another night at Lemons, it was Lemon, Noble, Sassy, Mr. West, Tracy, Krista, Ghetto, Mika, Beans and Cornbread, Bree, and Pizza. Now, um, Lemon drug Bree. Now that's when I think this is the day that this was the next day of when she went on over there on her panel and got into it with her and her man. Okay. Now, child, he drug Bree all night. I mean, he drug Bree. He really did because he was really mad. Uh, he was, he when he was dragging, he was saying fuck Bree and fuck them kids too. Uh, he said that Bree man got 11 teen kids. Uh, he said he hate a big fat nasty ass bitch. And he was saying she couldn't find her pussy because her belly hung over it. He was also saying that her man can't get to her pussy because of her stomach. He was saying all kind of bad stuff toward Bree. And Bree, I didn't watch you, but you should have drugged the shit out of him. Okay? And I'm pretty sure you did. But I didn't have time to go over there and watch you, Bree, because I be over in the Mo 3 sector and stuff. So a lot of stuff that go on over here I miss. Um he was saying that she was bad. She was a bad built bitch. He said he loved dragging fat people. And he said that she ain't seen a high heel since she was 9 months old. And he said that you can't wear no high heels. And he's saying that her belly hung to her knees. And then he was saying that she hadn't seen her feet since she was little. And Remix hit the link, and he was trying to get on Lemon for dragging Bree. And Lemon called him a woman beater. And he said the way he found out that Remix is a woman beater is because Bree told him, because they was gonna do another For the Love of Bree contest over there at Lemons, and Remix was gonna be one of the people that was in it. And Bree contacted Lemon and said, "Hey, he a woman beater. I don't want to. I'm not gonna be on that with him." And that's why that show was canceled. For the Love of Bree, the new one, because he was a contestant and she didn't want no parts of it. And I can understand that. And Lemon also told Remix that he will slap his lips off it with his mouth off his face. He drug Pastor. He drug Mr. West. He drug Shakim. He drug Snoop. He drug MU. He drug Ken. And I can't think of what they were saying, but it was something about MU. Her name came up. And Lemon started talking about how big her titties is, and he'd put his thing between her breasts and nut all in her face, and he was saying all kind of stuff. And I could have her if I wanted to have, but I don't want her. And all that kind of stuff. Cause he was toe up. You hear me? He was toe up from the floor up. That was one of them nights he was going arm and hammer, arm and hammer. Honey, he was hitting people all in the head with hammers over there that night. And MU hit the panel and she was saying, "Oh, I haven't been here, and uh I was told my name was called." And Lemon was going around what he had said about how big her titties was and all that. "Yeah, I like you, Miss MU. You know, I support you and this and that." And she was, "Oh, okay." And she, "Well, I'm just gonna sit here." And then Ken say, "That ain't what you said." And plus, I was putting in the chat how he said he was gonna put his thing between her titties and nut all in her face. I had put that in the chat. And so Ken, he low down. And he was saying that, "Can you tell her what you said? That ain't what you said, man. Tell her what you said about how big her titties is and what you would do and all that." And so then Lemon say, "Yeah, she got some big nice titties, and I could have her. I could have you if I want to, but I don't want you." He was going on and on and on and on and on. Child. And Child Crystal was up there. And now I told y'all he was jumping on everybody all night. He was jumping on the people that was there. He was jumping on people that wasn't there. And then he jumped on Crystal. And while he was dragging Crystal, he was telling her about Ill and Mary, her friend, and where that money at. And then he was saying that he had showed Sour Patch his big his big dick. He was telling Crystal that. And honey, Crystal stood up in front and she reared back and she let him have it, honey. She started cussing at him and stuff, and then he threw her off the panel. And he was mad because Lemon have Matt. I don't know why Crystal keep going over there. Crystal, he is not gonna forgive you for insinuating that he was messing with his little niece. He's not gonna never forgive you for that. Now he may let you come over there like he did this time, make you stay away a long time, and then let you come back over there. But you can bet he gonna cuss you out sooner or later. If you go back, he gonna cuss you out worse than he did this last time. Because he's not gonna forgive you for that. It is what it is. You can call yourself Miss Lemon when you come back over there and all that kind of shit. You can be so submissive to him. But he gonna turn on you just like he did this time. And he gonna cuss your ass out again. Well, the night before he cussed you out, Crystal. At the end of his live, about the last hour, y'all was up there by yourself talking. And he was dragging. He had been dragging all that night too. But some kind of way it turned around to what you said about him being inappropriate with his niece. And he asked you, "What did you say?" And he was telling you what you said. And you was saying, "I didn't say that." "Tell me what you said." You can watch the video. The video's still up. Until now he might consider listening to you if you would tell him exactly what you say. You remember what you said. on that video, and I'm sure thousands of people done told him what you said. I'm sure he watched it. But until you wanted enough to tell that man what you said, he ain't gonna have no. He's not gonna have no respect for you. So why? Like you got away this time? Just stay away from that man because he's not gonna forgive you. Now, that's up to you if you want to go back over there and get body slammed again. But if you go over there, he gonna keep body slamming you because that's what he got on you, and he gonna keep on. He's not the brother stuff that you said. No, that ain't the problem. Cause you ain't the only one that done talked about his brother, and he done let come back over there. That's the first thing they grab for is his brother, cause they know it make him, it affect him. But honey, until you come clean about that pedo stuff, and it's gonna always come up. It's like the other night he didn't go off on you, but he said, "Hey, tell me what you said." He was talking real nice to you, cause y'all was supposed to hook up after the show to have time by yourself together. But see, y'all didn't get to that point because he was saying, "Tell me what you said about my niece, about me and my niece," and you wouldn't say it. But hell, if you want enough to do it on the line, tell the damn nigga. Stand in your shit. Say it with your chest when you say it. Okay? Now, Krista, I haven't seen your life that you have done as a response to Lemon, but I heard you've been over there dragging your ass out. Keep doing you. You know. Okay. Let me see. And he called Krista a lying fat ass bitch. You know, he was talking real crazy to her. But she was sitting there, she sat there and took it. He drugged Noble. He drugged Vic. Okay, and then on that night he had on the panel it was Vic, Lolo, Krista, Envy, Uppity, Talent, Tracy, Diva, Ken, and that's Diva Tomboy, Ken, Rodney, LaDon, Dragon, Sassy, Noble, Trish, Envy, Cosmo, and Landlord. And then that's when it came out about Intrinsic. He showed it on his screen. The people that was in the Discord when she snuck and took the picture that she gave to Kim. And he explained it and all of that. So if you want to see that, you can go over to one of his lives. I didn't write the name of the live down. I didn't write the name of none of the lives down. I just don't do that. And he got into it with Noble that night. Um, he was telling about Noble, he didn't have no car and all this and that. He was dragging Dragon and Noble got into it. And that then Lemon drug Vic that night. I don't know what he called Vic doing, but he called Vic doing something he didn't like out in the streets. And he let Vic have it. And he drug Vic and his wife. And Gina, you snuck your raggedy ass over the Lemon this night that I'm talking about. You bought your cowardly ass over there and hit the link because I was live. But ho, you lucky I didn't catch your ass over there because next time I catch your ass over there, I'm gonna get you again, ho. And you said you was over there cause I was lying. You snuck over there, you dumb bitch. I would never know your ass was over there. But you told on yourself, ho. But I'll catch you. Like I did, caught you before, and then you ran over to the Mo 3 sector to the Twitch, and I went over there and cussed your ass out, and you were scared to say something. Then I came right back over here to the beef sector, and I told you to bring your ass over to the beef sector, and you didn't, coward bitch. And you didn't say shit to me when I hit that panel over there at 357. You didn't say a goddamn thing, ho. Okay, let me go on down. Lemon. Oh, him and Diva got into it. Oh my God. Diva tomboys and they had that beer bad, and even Diva husband even got into it, child. And Lemon was calling both of them bitches, and he wasn't scared of neither one of them MFers. And child. Woo. It was bad, child. Yeah, he went arm and hammer. He was saying he wasn't scared of her, and he tired of her talking all that dumb shit. Don't bring that shit over there. He said that B sect ain't scared of her. And then the mayor of Detroit got up there, and he said that she called the FBI on him. That D-Back called the FBI on him before, and said he was a drug dealer. And he called her a fake ass bitch. And he said that she threatened to shoot him in the head when they was into it. And then that's how people do. Like when you get into it with somebody they don't like, they all kind of rush up on the panel. And this is an example of it because, like I said, the mayor of Detroit got up there and said what he said. Then landlord got up there, and he said that she said that she hoped his daughter get aped and killed. And he said that she said that his kids need to stay strapped. And when landlord got on the panel, he said he wanted to get in the orgy because she's getting run through because Lemon was dragging her so bad. And he said that he was still waiting for her to pull up. And he said that she got him fucked up. And Uppity got up there drunk. And she said that now the daddy owns a house. And now he don't live in the house. Now this is the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. That another family member live in there. And I put in the chat, because that ain't no flex, that's that nigga house. But you over there living in squalor. You living below poverty level. You living over there with a bunch of crazy folks. You living over there with a bunch of alcoholics and drug addicts. You living over there with ex-convicts. Now you his woman and he love you so much. And he's such a hell of a man that he giving you $1,000 a week, which is a goddamn lie. But he loved you and that child so much. That child living over there in that slum. Girl, bye. And Lemon and Uppity got into it. Because he got tired of her fat ass jumping up there saying nothing. In her fantasy world. Talking about what Haitian men do. Them Haitian men that you've been with didn't do nothing but throw some babies in you. and leave you. What's so good about that? You just another woman that's got some kids. You just another one of them hoes that had kids taken from you. You just one of them hoes that was sending your kids to school stinking. That's what kind of Haitian hoe you is. So is that how Haitian men do they women? Leave them in the dumps? Bitch, bye. Okay. Let me see if anybody else came here to speak to. Hey, Jay Parrish. Oh, shit. Hey, Love Blake. Hey, DD Joe. Child, that girl living in a fantasy. Do you hear me? I need to see some of that shit she's smoking. And I don't even get her. I'll be acting just as crazy as her. Hey, the bush. I need some of that cheap ass shit she drink. Some of that rock good shit. I want to be in a fantasy world where I'm prettier than uh Beyonce. I'm better than Beyonce, honey. I want some of that shit. Oh Lord Jesus, I want to be up there on cloud 9. Crazy whore. Oh, Lord Jesus. Jesus love me. This I know. Hey, Tori. And like I said, y'all hit the like button. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And if y'all got a few dollars, hit my cash app, yeah. Okay, now this morning, over in the wee hours of the morning, I had been on Twitch because the captain went live. But I'll get to that in a minute. No, I'm gonna go to Captain first, and then no, I'm gonna go to K Kira. Okay, now I went over to K Kira's because I heard it through the grapevine over there at Captain's on Twitch that OG Bobby Johnson was on K Kira panel, and somebody came to Captain and said that, and the Captain said, "No, I don't believe that," and Duck was saying, "No, and so the captain said, "Y'all hold up, I need to go check something out." So he put some music on and he went check things out, and he came back to the Twitch and he said, "Hey, y'all, drop K Kira uh link in the chat. I'm getting ready to stop this Twitch and I'm getting ready to go over here to K Kira because I feel like doing some cussing." And so you know my ass, I hurried up and hit that damn uh the link. Well, the reason everybody was like that, saying including me, is because OG Bobby Johnson was had been talking about K Kira husband in a bad way. And so anybody have talked about her husband, she say she just wished him dead. I have nothing to say to you. Everybody was shocked. He was over there, so they had to be nosy. Because K Kira said it's up and it's stuck, with him and straight like that. It's a couple of people that when her husband got killed by the police, that was going at her real bad. And Bobby Johnson was one of them. And so honey kind of find out when I got over K Kira's, Duck and the captain then was asking her questions, and then here come Big Lack. Later on, everybody got the same question. Why the hell he over here on your link? And so K Kira said that he had called her. Bobby Johnson had called her, like from a block number. And he had told her to come outside because she was at work. She worked like over into the night. And she walked outside, and of course, he wasn't there, but he have always been offering her, "You come, and I'm gonna fuck you up, and this and that, and you come here and all that kind of stuff." And so then she was letting show to Captain them how many times he had called her for them block numbers. And so somebody got up there and told Kira, even if they call you from a block number or one of them Nextel numbers, it's a way on your phone that you can retrieve the information on the original phone number that was they called from blocked. That you can get that information, like the person name, you can get the real phone number and all of that. But I think you have to have an iPhone. And so that come out last night. So I'm thinking that somebody's gonna put that number in and track that phone, because since they know it's a way to do this, to find out Bobby Johnson, who name the phone is in that he's using, if it's his name or a woman name, whatever. OG, they finna block you. They finna dox shit out of you. So and like Kay Kira say, she's seen it. Like some kind of way. I guess she got the body cam when her husband got killed, and she said that the police had shot him 22 times. And she said, "I got it in here on my phone," and I was saying, "Oh my God." Well, it is what it is. I'm through with it. But I'm just telling y'all what happened, child. OG Bobby Johnson, you need to quit calling that girl, leave her alone. And Big Black was saying, "Well, Kay Kira, who gave him your phone number?" And she said, he said, "Because you know who you done fell out with and who had your number." And so Kay Kira said that he had her number for a long time. So I guess trying to figure out who gave him her phone number. I don't know if they're gonna be able to figure that shit out, but that's a mess. OG, quit calling that girl, leave her alone. You done talked about her husband, her dead husband. That's enough. You done told her what you gonna do to it, and then last night told her to come outside at her job at the hospital. Why are you terrorizing her? Why you want to do something? Why you want to jump on a woman? She ain't did none of you like that. But when they gonna dox you, and it's a lot of men that don't like what you doing, and it's a lot of men you have threatened on here, Bobby. So, honey, it's on you. I'm through with it. You done effed up. And say since they got a way to do that, run that phone number you calling from, that they can pull up the original phone number. See, I didn't know they could do that kind of shit. But hey, they say with that iPhone you can do it. And I know somebody got an iPhone. Sure. And Bobby Johnson and Big Leg got into it. He got into it with the captain, Duck, and Big OG Bobby Johnson also said on K Kira panel that he was one of the ones that called CPS on Big Baby. That he admitted that I was over there when he did that, child. Okay. Now I'm through with that. Now I'm going to the good pussy, who is mysterious. She's been going live. Now I've been missing some of her lives, but this is one I happened to get into a couple of days ago, and she had Gina, Shane Gang, Wuew, New Era King, Jalen, Vato, Gasman, 100K, Beasley, uh, the Flat Earth. And Gina was into it. She kept dragging Cream, because Cream was in the chat, and Gina started dragging Cream and her daughter. And I don't know why Gina was doing that. Gina just be messing with people. Somebody gonna knock her ass out. And then Wuew and Gina got into it. Now they've been getting into it for a while, but I don't care. I don't care if they what they do to each other. I can't stand either one of them hoes. Okay, now I'm going to Big Baby. And this was yesterday. Big Baby and Jackie and Gina was on Big Baby panel. Now I got there late because I was somewhere and I heard that it was the issue with somebody calling the CPS on Big Baby. And so I seen she was live and I ran over there. Now I couldn't read about it back. When I came in there, Big Baby said that she was gonna go to the police on these people for harassing her. And then, she was started talking, and then she said, as a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to go online right now. And so she did some paperwork on a couple of people while she was live. Well, today I looked on her because I got one of them things when they alert from the community board, and Big Baby had the paperwork up there showing that she did file, and it had names on it. And then I told you about the CPS worker getting doxxed. It was a mess over there yesterday. Okay? Big Baby had a long day. Now, she said that, okay, she wanted to get Trapping named Big Trapping. Because Big Trapping been messing with her for a long time and stuff. And so she said she was going to work on him, on Wuew. I mean, not him, Mink. And I'm thinking 88, but it's like 4 or 5 people that she was going to do paperwork on. So I have to go to her lab today to see what the outcome is. But on her community wall, she put on there, when she had filed on the computer. Well, since then, she put on there that now I have a case number, like for putting the papers on them for harassing and stuff. She got a case number now, so I think that she'll be talking about that on her live today. I didn't go to listen to her live because I didn't want to be over there, because if I would have got tied up over there, I would have stayed. And then I would have, then the later lives would have started going on, and I would not have come live today. That's how come I ain't been going live, because I get caught up. Big Baby, I think that this will pass, but it might take a couple of years for these people to be calling CPS on you. I've seen it on here 1,000 times. Maybe doing the harassment, it might work for you. I don't know. But I will like to let the crowd here know that as far as like harassing and stalking and stuff like that, there's a couple in the black sector, IB and Dad Melanie. They won a $25,000 judgment against a person in the black sector for harassment and bullying and things like that. They kept going to court, and finally they got a judgment of $25,000 over this bullshit on YouTube. Okay? Now, like I said, it ain't overnight. It ain't an overnight thing. And you got to have your ducks in a row. Like when you going for the judge, like IB and my diet, evidently they had a whole lot of information to get that judge. The judge is, because this went on and for years. Okay. So I guess they lined their ducks in a row properly and did what the courts told them to do, like get the information to the courts before the court date and all that kind of shit. So the judge can look at this shit or whoever, the prosecutor. But they got the paperwork on his wall showing the judgment for $25,000. And it was from YouTube. You know. So we'll see how this go. You know. It ain't gonna help me if big baby win. It ain't gonna help me if she lose. And it ain't gonna hurt me. But I just would like to see how this shit gonna turn out. You know. Because throughout the years I've heard IB and Melanin be on here, be upset and screaming and I don't put the police on you and I don't did, they've been doing all of that. But come to find out, they kept going through the process and they won. They won their judgment for the simple fact the woman didn't go to court to try to fight the shit. It is what it is. Okay. So we'll see how this, play out. Because hell, Big Baby might win a judgment. She might win some money on it. It depends on if she got her ducks in a row. Do what the lawyer tell you to do. Do what the prosecutor tell you to do. Because you can't go in there and just say anything when you go to court. You have to present your stuff to the courts. Like if you got videos, screenshots, that all that stuff's supposed to already been there before you even walk into the courtroom. It ain't like on TV. The shit we be seeing on TV, it ain't like that. You can't just get up there and say anything. No. They ain't got time for that bullshit. They ain't no playtime in there. It's for real. And if you don't do what they tell you to do, because they'll say, if they need like the screenshots, they need the videos, they're gonna tell you that. Or you can send the shit into the courts yourself. On your own. Before they even ask for the shit. Send it to them. It's a way to do anything. Or give it to your lawyer. That's your lawyer job. Get your lawyer to present the shit here. Because they know more about it than you do. They know the process better than you. Because you're just a regular person. You're not in the legal. These people on here just be telling you shit. They don't know nothing about what they talking about. They ain't been through none of this kind of stuff. Like when they people talk about how CPS come to your house, I don't know what CPS do when they go to somebody's house. I ain't never had that problem before. But if the people that have been through that process, they could tell you, this what I had to do. This what they said to me. This, that's how I ain't never been through the shit, so I can't explain to you what they do. I can't say what's right and I can't say what's wrong. But I can, like on this here situation, I can tell you that Dad Mel and them got that $25,000 judgment because I done seen it over there on IB community wall. And it's on other places on YouTube. I can't think of that lady named Miss. What Miss? Because I'm subscribed to her. She from the black sector. And see, and as far as I know, that lady don't get nobody no problem. But evidently, there's a problem between them, Dad and her husband, and this lady. I don't see what she be doing to them. I don't see what they do to her. But they want a judgment. And I think they said they wanted $8,000. but they wound up getting 25,000. Child, you hear me? Okay, now I'm going to my house. Now, y'all, I'm please so mad at myself. I misses his live. Uh, Today I've got the last like 10 minutes of his live, and I am so mad at myself. I don't know why I'm not getting notifications. He be having his lives. They be having a good time, and they be dragging their ass up over there. And then he puts the lives to unavailable, so I don't get to see him. Well, he have heard through the grapevine. I've been hearing how good his lives have been lately, but I go in at the last minute, and I be so mad. Like the live he did today, it was like a 6 hour live. I got to see like 10 minutes, and I am so mad. He did a live the other day. I think I got to watch 30 minutes of it, and it was down. And I heard on the lives they have been doing a lot of dragging, and I don't know who been into it with who, and I am so upset. But this morning, the captain was over there, and he trying to think who he was dragging. But evidently they did the buy down. There was a lot of buy downs that went on the live last night. It was a lot of people getting bought back up. It was people sending money in, like a person got bought down, they take $100 to get them back up. Different people sending like $40, $20, and like that. Until they get enough to get the person back on stage. And child, as soon as they get back on stage, they get bought down again. And I sure hate I missed that, because I love watching that kind of shit. Um, I seen the captain, he got into it with King James. Uh 88 was in the chat. He was into it with 88, cussing her out. I think 88 must have gotten bought down, because I know she would have hit that link and got active with him. So I missed whatever went on. Jackie was up there, she was dragging different people that were saying stuff about Big Baby. So, Jackie was up there dragging. And I sure hate I missed all of that. And then another live that I got in on late, he did. On that live, I seen Eve up there, Mal One, Vato, Cupcake, Swedish Brown, Gina, Sherry Berry, Happy, Life, Miss Fred, L, and Lady Wu. Swedish Brown was into it with Gina. And child, this was Sunday. And child, Gina got all that money, and she ran through that money. And that fool was eating pork and beans Sunday. Gina, you pitiful. You down eating pork and beans. Like you had like $14,000 or $17,000 less than 2 months ago, and your ass eating pork and beans. You are retarded. It is your elevator go up, it don't come down. And when Swedish they dragging her, she was talking about she had title loans, she had a dirty house, stuff like that. But it was a lot of dragging that went on the little bit of part of that live I got to see. Okay, now I'm going to Captain. And then, I told you guys that somebody came over to the Captain's and told him, this morning about K. Kira having Bobby Johnson over there. And they were saying that in the chat, they were saying that they were saying, hey, come to find out Bobby Johnson, OG Bobby Johnson and K. Kira, they've been talking backstage, behind, offline. And they were putting shit like that in the chat. And I was reading that. I was saying to myself, nah, I don't believe that. And Duck and Captain was on the panel. And they said, "No, I don't believe that," because he talked about that girl, the husband, and so I know that she ain't, him and her ain't cool. And that's when he went on mute and went over there to see what the hell was going on. Then he came back and stopped the live and went over there and he dropped the link for people to come over there. So and I told you guys what happened when when we all went over to K. Well, I had been at Lemons and I seen, I was just looking around because it wasn't too much going on. I had got like bored. And so I said, let me start looking around and see if anything going on. So I went over to Twitch and I seen Captain was live. And I was saying, damn, he live this time of night. And, you know, Wuew had got bought down. They had been into it real bad over there. It was one of them bow down times. And they were doing the bow down game over there before I got over there. The only person I got to see bow down was Wuew. And Wuew, when I got there, Wuew was into it with royalty. They had been into it really bad. And somebody bought her down. Wuew down. And then they bought Wuew out the panel, out the chat. Because they didn't even want her in the chat. And so then the captain was saying how much it cost for Wuew to come back up. Hold on, let me see. Oh, okay. Somebody getting it. But and like I said, I missed a lot of his live because he had been on a couple of hours, but I didn't know he was on. Okay, and over at Captain's, Gina and Valerie got into it, and Valerie, she's a person that used to didn't really hit links, and she have really started hitting links now, and I enjoy her being up there. And I don't know much about her, her and her and Gina was kind of cool, but Gina will turn on you in a drop of a hat, and that's what she done to Valerie. So now, honey, when they bump into each other on the panel, it's on and popping. Okay. DG hit the panel, and DG stayed up there a long time, and I was really surprised. And he wasn't talking about a whole lot, but he said, like, when him and Eve got into it, Eve was in here earlier. I don't know if she still is, but Eve, I'm getting ready to talk about you a little bit, and DG. It's very briefly about you, Eve. But DG bought you. The captain bought you up, and DG and the captain was discussing. He was asking questions about your relationship, and DG said he didn't want to talk about what was going on in his personal relationship or his life. Okay? And see, that's not a bad way to tell a person to get at your business. You can say it in a nice way, and that's what DG did. But while he was over there, he said, now I don't know if he said he got 13 days probation or 2 years and a half. I don't know what it is. I couldn't figure it out, okay? But he done went to court on his stuff that he had with Eve. But like I said, the way he was talking, I couldn't figure out if he got 13 days of probation or 3 years. 2.5 years probation. I got lost in the sauce. It might have been. I might have been. No, I wasn't sleepy because I stayed up. Because I haven't been asleep because I slept a lot yesterday. I just couldn't get it. Okay. Well, they got to talking about Duck and DG and Transparent Talk and Transparent Talk man Wuew. They was talking about that. And then they played, DG let them play on his live. Now I missed that live and I have not seen it. But Duck was on the panel with DG at DG's, and he was dragging, Duck was dragging Wolf, which is TT boyfriend. And then Wolf hit the panel, and they got the dragging back and forth. They were dragging the hell out of each other. And then DG stopped the live. Well, when he went over to the captain had questions about why you stopped the live and this and that. And so DG was explaining to him why he stopped the live. But we got to hear the drag. So I appreciate that. And DG said that he had stopped the live because he thought they were through scratching. And then he started another live up. And Wolf, I think he came back, but Duck didn't come back. So Wolf the only one that got to do it in the dragon on the second live. On another one of the Captain Live, it was Gina, Peaches, Wuew, Duck, and Royalty up there. Gina got into it with Peaches, and she got into it with Wuew. Gina said, Gina called out. Gina was up there like one of her moves where she just wanted to drag people, and she was dragging Peaches, and she was dragging DG, she was dragging Eve, and I don't know. Gina just been dragging people all up, just picking. And then when everybody get on her head, then she got a problem. But see, I'm just letting y'all know how she be going around on these different panels saying bullshit. Okay? And when you catch her ass up and you bust her in her damn head on one of these panels, then she get quiet. Or either she'll stay in the chat and won't come up. Or either she'll run off when you get in her ass real good. Okay? Now that's just the way she is. Just keep shit going. Okay, now I went on. This is another day at the Captains. It was Mal 1, Gina, Joe, LG. Now, LG, why is you bringing your butt over to the Captain? Callin, SD, Shane Gang, Cupcake, Duck, 88, and King James. Mal 1 was into it with Callin. Callin been out here. She been out here banging too. She be on different panels messing with folks and shit. She been doing a lot of that. She having a good time. And LG was over there, child, and she was over there drunk. And the Captain was so patient with her, and he got her where she will shut up. And all it is, you have to talk to her like this. Hey, let me get this out. That's what Captain was doing. Well, let me get this out. And I'll let you talk. I promise. Just be quiet, okay? He was doing her like that, and she was sitting up there quiet as a church mouse. Do you hear me? And then, like, if somebody else would try to talk when she was talking, he would say, "Hey, hold on, let me listen to what they got to say, and I promise I'll tell you what. Let you say what you got to say. Hold on, okay? Just be quiet. I got you. Do y'all hear me? That's how he was doing her, and she was listening. And she don't never listen to nobody. But he was doing her just like that. That's all you got to do to her. And that shit was working. And I was sitting there like, what? Do you hear me? That's how that man got her to shut up. And she was sitting there waiting her turn. And then if somebody else would try to break in and say something, he would say, hey, hold on, sweetie. Hold on. Let's let them talk. I promise I'll get right back to you and let you say whatever you want to say. Hold up, okay? And she would sit there just as quiet as a goddamn church mouse. You ain't nothing but a born dog, howling all the time. Hey, hey, born dog. Hey, Sherry Beer. Hey, Mitchie Black. Hey, Kenny Lattimore. Let's straighten it out, baby. Let's straighten it out. Let's straighten it out. Okay, I spoke to everybody. Let me get back to my notes, child. I'm trying to get through y'all, but when I miss days like this, I just sit back and I don't even try to rush through the shit because I have so much to say. Okay, I have to get y'all caught up to where I'm at, child. Okay, let me get my stuff back up. And hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, now I'm through with the cap. Okay, now I'm with 357. I was over there, and on his link, he had Duck, Jackie, Gina, Blackout, Coolin, Royalty, Royalty Rain, Big Lack, 88, no, Big Baby, and Wuew. Duck was dragging Wolf, and that's TT Man. And then Duck was into it with Royalty, and they don't get along, and I don't know why. And I'm not gonna try to figure out, but they be into it back and forth a lot. Uh, and, and then Coolin got into it. No, Duck got into it with Coolin, and he called to Coolin pill popping bitch and a begging ass hoe. Wuew got into it with Josh and Royalty. Okay, now that's one of the lies. Now, for some reason, um, I'm going to get on to TT now. Let me make sure I ain't got no notes on her. But they were discussing on 357's how transparent talk when she came back this time because she had quit. You know, she used to do like sit downs and interviews, and I like transparent talk. But you know, she hadn't been active on YouTube lately. Well, she came back and she's active now. And when she came back, she was saying stuff about Jackie, Doug, several people. Well, they been dragging her back, and she been dragging them, and Wolf been dragging. Okay, they've been just going back and forth, going back and forth. Um, I kind of enjoy it myself, but I ain't in the shit because I ain't on nobody's side. But I'm getting my life, going to the different places and listening to transparent talk. She can drag her ass off. So I go over there and I watch transparent talk. Like she was live earlier today, but I missed the live because I think she was live while I'm live. She had went live right before me, but I said let me go on and go live because I won't get live if I didn't. I wouldn't do my live if I watch transparent talk. Okay, and I think her and Big Baby was going up on different lives. Well, see, I'm going to watch transparent talk when I get off of here. It's transparent talk. She had to sit down with Room Shake, I think, yesterday. I missed that live. So I got to go to them live to listen to what transparent talk is talking about. And like when she came back, like on her first live, I got to see it. And I was on YouTube and Twitch, giving her the hours on both of them. And I heard what she was saying, because she came back, she was dragging, I ain't gonna lie. And so, like I said, Duck have been dragging Wolf and her, and they've been dragging Duck. And like I said, Duck and Wolf met up and had drug each other at DG's. And I'm glad, but I haven't seen that whole live, but I heard the clips that DG played over there at Ducks. I mean, at Captains. And you could hear them dragging each other, if y'all want to hear that. Either you can go to DG's and watch the whole live like I'm going to do, because I want to see the whole live. And then I got to watch Transparent Talks, because like I said, the girl can drag. And she's been really active, right? The last week. We'll just say the last week. And sometimes beefs will start, but then they'll stop. They might say a couple of words to each other, then they pull back. And that's how this beef was. Transparent Talk and Jackie, I seen them on the panel, and they had a little squabble. Then that was dropped. Okay, they wasn't bothering each other. But see it flame back up, and when it flame back up, see the men is into it now. Wolf and Duck, and Transparent and Jackie. So I'm enjoying it, and I hope I'm just gonna watch it. Because I kind of seen when this one kind of started months ago and it stopped, and then it boiled back up. So I understand what's going on with them. I seen it when it was going, how it started, how they got into it. And it started by asking a simple question. One person asked another one a question, and then it went from there. And it settled down, and then it's boiled back up months later. And so I'm glad to see this. It's giving me good entertainment. Okay. Let's see. Okay, now another time I went to 357 on that live. Jackie, Boss Lady, 88, Valerie, Braxton, Royalty, Wuew, Duck, Eve, uh, Big Big Candy, new character, um, and Gina. Now this lady, well, now let me go to Braxton. Braxton is a guy, kind of shy guy that 357 know, and I think he's gonna be a content creator eventually, but he's gonna be hanging around at 357. Well, some kind of way before I got there, 357 told 80 Big Baby to teach Braxton how to eat pussy. Okay? When I got in the live, Big Baby was telling Braxton how to do that. And so he was, she was telling him to open it up, and he was doing it like with his hand. And he put your head in it, and it was step by step by step. Okay? Oh my God. And he was really he was really doing it. And she was just describing what he needed to be doing it. And child, he was doing it. I was hollering. Do you hear me? Well, then she asked Big Baby, 357, he don't be no good, okay? And he was just egging it on, telling Big Baby what to do and telling Big Baby what to say. And then she was asking him, she asked Braxton to show me how you F-U-C-K. So he stood, she said, stand up. And he stood up, and honey, he put his foot up on a chair or whatever, and he was going. And she was like, wait a minute, not all that. And then she had to teach him how to do that part too. And and he was doing it, and I was hollering. Do you hear me? Oh my God, he's kind of shy. And so Gina was being a pest, as usual. And Broadway have been on her ass lately, on Gina ass. He gets sick of her. He throws out the pound and all that now. Okay. Um. So they was doing a back and forth. Well, later on, Boss Lady wound up on the panel, and her and Gina don't get along at all. And Boss Lady had said something about her niece was in the chat. And she said, if my niece want to come up, she'll come up. I'm not going to make her and stuff like this. And so then finally the girl hit the panel. And that's the name. That's the new character unlocked. And her name is Big Candy. And I think she's 26 years old. You know, they learned the basic things about her and blah, blah, blah. Well, her and Braxton got to talk in some kind of way. And I was saying, Lord, is this a match? And I was just, it was a mess, okay? Well, Gina was down in the chat saying some stuff, and Boss Lady was cussing her the hell out. Do you hear me? And Gina was saying they was double teaming her and this and that. She was right in the chat. And Boss Lady was saying, bring your coward ass up here, bitch, and all of this. And Gina was too scared to hit the panel, you guys. Now, the way she liked to argue, Gina is a big ass coward, okay? And I'm gonna stay on her head too. But those people was up there, and on that, wait a minute. And Gina, when she was up there before with Broadway, but this is in between the Ussy lesson. Gina was driving, and she was saying something about her man left a lot of junk in her car. And so Broadway was saying, well, he drive your goddamn car. The nigga could at least clean it out. And which is the truth. And he's like, let me see the inside of your car. And she showed the inside of her car. It looked like somebody took a dumpster and dumped it in her car. Now that's trifling and nasty on both of their parts. It was shit all in it was just shit everywhere, y'all. It like you know how you sit in your passenger seat? It was stuff all in the seat, and it was trash in her floor up to the top of that seat where you sit your ass. Ain't that nasty? Her house is nasty, and her car is nasty. It's her car is filthy on the inside and out. You can't hardly see out the windshield. And that nigga laying up on her ain't working. Ain't neither one of them cleaning the house up. And they riding around in a filthy ass car. She got the right one. She got somebody just as nasty as she is. You hear me? Okay, now on this live, even Duck got into it. And anytime they bump into each other on these panels, they throw down. Do you hear me? They tear the club up. And like I don't know what made them be into it, but they have been into it a lot lately. And it is what it is. Okay? Okay, on that live, also Wuew and Royalty got into it. It was a popping live. I can't see that. Okay, I put that's my thing. I won't go. Let me put it on small. Cause I want to make sure I give you all the notes I got. Cause I ain't gonna do. Wait a minute. Okay. Let me see if it'll go down. Cause I think I got some more down here. Duck and egg. I guess that was it. I thought I had one from Bimp. Cause let me tell you this here. I was at Bimp's on his last live. Now Bimp hadn't been real active on YouTube lately. But he did do a live a couple of days ago. And DG and because I'm I'm just I had notes on it, but I'm lost them on here some kind of way. I'm gonna just tell y'all the best way I can remember. But DG and Gina got into it, which Gina have been running his name every pound she hit. She's saying stuff about DG. You know, for some reason he her target really bad right now. Where he hit the panel and they got into it, they were dragging each other. They were dragging the hell out of each other. And DG said that Gina was one of the people that was reporting the people cash apps over there in the Mo 3 beef sector. And when he kept saying it, and then Gina got really upset, and then he said something about, I think it was her first child that she had was born like with a water on the brain. And it was like born at 6 or 7 months. And I was saying, whoa. And then Gina went crazy. She got out of her body. She was so mad. And it was a mess. Do y'all hear me? It was a mess. And I was just holding my pearls. And DG said last night on the Capitals, he said something else about the Cash App thing again. Like when Gina was giving some of that money out that she was giving out, she was reporting that to Cash App, and I guess they were giving her money back or something. I don't know. Or either, and she was like when Broadway them, when they Cash App, they would say my Cash App don't work. That somebody reported my Cash App. That what was going on. She was one of the people. And I was like, so now you can always think that this shit going on, but when you actually got the people on the panel that's arguing about the shit, the you find out who the damn people is. And I was saying, huh, Goddess, you hear me? I'm so Houston. Octavia. The people that be doing like the the Cash App reporting, the people that like doing a lot of these strikes and stuff, they tell on each other when they get mad at each other. But you have to be in the lab to hear it. Skip John, not with it today. Do you hear me? When they get mad at each other, it comes out. And DG have said that on 2 panels I've been on. I've been in the chat when they be into it. And DG been saying about Gina was one of the people that was reporting them cash apps over there in the Mo 3 peep sector. Okay. Now, how do y'all keep that under you? Well, now y'all don't keep it under your head. If you want to talk about it, talk about it. I'll tell you where you can go hear it. You can hear it on Bimps, and you can hear the shit on 357. And that might be have something to do with why Broadway is throwing her ass off of his panel. Peaches. You hear me? That might be because Broadway, his cash app was getting reported every time he would open one, it get shut down, shut down, shut down. And it be like the people that be doing a lot of striking on these folks and the cash app reporting is the very bitches you got sitting on your motherfucking panel every night. And I'm telling y'all that. And when they get mad at each other, they tell on each other. So y'all keep your goddamn ears open. And just keep a note in your head. I damn, you hear that? and just be doing like that. And see, I can remember because I keep it in my damn notes. And that's the way I'm figuring some of this shit out on here. And then, like I say, you be at these different panels and sitting in the chair, and this shit be, it come out, it be wow. You be like, wow. Saturday, where you hear me? Sherry Berry, you better shut your mouth and keep on talking. Hmm. But yeah, Gina Honey, when he said something about her having that baby that had the water head and stuff, water on the brain, and she went arm and hammer. Do you hear me? She went, she lost her shit. Okay. Now, if y'all haven't hit the like button, y'all hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. And if you got a couple of dollars in your wallet, hit my cash out. It ain't gonna kill you. And I be giving y'all shit y'all ain't hearing nowhere else out here. Y'all ain't hearing a lot of this shit in the beef sector. I know that much. But y'all, I appreciate you coming by, listening to me yak it a little bit. And I'll see you guys next time, okay? Ooh, child. Y'all hear that shit about the cash app report? Ooh, child. I wonder what else I'm gonna find out. Ooh, child. They ain't just doing CPS reporting. Honey, they reporting each other to the popo. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.